Okay, so really quick video, just to share you the skill priority guide I did. There was already a first version that you maybe saw around on Discord, but I've refined it a bit. I've changed some things and mostly just added context on top of the document to maybe understand a bit more. I'm gonna talk about it really quickly right now, but mostly you can find it in the description. You can download it if you want to zoom in because it's a very big document, so I can understand if maybe it's hard to read for some people or anything. But normally it's in good resolution. And also try to maybe keep in mind the link because I'm gonna, if I need to update the document, I'm gonna change on the link, but obviously I can't change images you download. So I'm gonna try to keep it updated for new characters and everything, and maybe change some things around if I feel like it. But it should mostly stay the same. It's mostly for new characters. So for the document itself, I've added some more context on top of it. You have 4 tiers. You have red, orange, yellow, and gray. It's for priority. So red is gonna be the top priority, orange the medium, yellow the low priority, and gray is for skills you can ignore. You can level them up to scrap some damage, but mostly it's very useless skills for the characters you're using. So uh, I suggest not investing resources on gray skills. For TR, it's a bit different because for good TRs, I'm gonna put them in red, and it's TR that you can keep activated a lot of the times. And for them, you can level them up to level 4. But for other TRs, I'm gonna use the yellow color for situational ones. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't upgrade them, absolutely, because they can be used, but I suggest you to maybe try reading what they do and understand in what scenario you can use them. For example, Viral TR is great for damage, but since it's gonna teleport to melee range to use it, sometimes it's gonna die because of it. So that's why later on we also suggest disabling VLTR in some cases. You also have Sachi's TR that is really good for Spot or Tot, but is not very good for admin because it doesn't have a ton of damage on his TR. So I can't talk about it a lot in this video. I'm gonna talk about TR priority in a video that's coming later on about admin. But mostly that's what to understand about this guide. And you also have TR in gray, and TR in gray I really suggest not upgrading and even disabling in battle, because it's very situational TR that most of the time disable the base skills of your characters and are worse than just the base characters. So, for example, for Evan, he's gonna stop using his normal skills. He's gonna delay his normal skills if he uses TR, and he's gonna steal some of the TR gauge for the other characters by using his TR. That is very situational because it heals a little, but not much, and it's overall a very bad TR for him. And so for those characters, I'm gonna suggest to not upgrade them and disable them. Also, what's something that's important to keep in mind is that since the upgrading cost is gonna cost a lot when you're gonna arrive in big level gaps, such as level 10, level 11, and everything, it can be smart to just upgrade your skills at the same time and keep small gaps between them in levels. but still apply the priority, right? So you're gonna always upgrade first the red skills, but you don't want to have your orange and yellow skills to be behind in 4 or 5 levels, because they're still important in some ways, and so a lot of the times you're gonna keep a 2-3 level gap between priority skills. And so that's what I typed out just there. It's a simple example, it's not it's a general rule of thumb. You don't have to apply this exactly, but just to understand the logic behind it. And also, what I mentioned here is that it's in no way a tier list for characters and everything. That means that I'm not suggesting you to use a certain character in this list. I'm only indicating which skills you want to prioritize if you already decided to upgrade and to use a character. Because I can't decide for, I can't tell everyone to use certain characters, because it depends so much on what other characters you have, and the game mode you're playing in. So I can't suggest this for everyone, and it's not the goal of this list. It's just to help you invest resources when you're upgrading characters. And also for some characters that have overall low priority skills, it doesn't mean that they are naturally bad, except for those two. Those two, I think, I don't suggest investing resources. It's mostly a joke that I've put everything in gray. I find it funny, but you can obviously use them if you have a lot of them. Like if you have a T3 beta and it's your only legendary, you can use them obviously, but there are overall a lot of better characters out there, and it's a lot of resources you can lose in investing in them early on, and they are not very good right now. But for the other characters, it doesn't mean that they are bad. It means that they maybe don't need a lot of resources to be used. So Ansung Yu, for example, is there for a stun on the skill 2, and the stun on the skill 2 doesn't need any skill level to be useful. So you're just gonna upgrade these skills if you want to scrap a little of damage, but you don't need to upgrade these skills to make use of them. And for epics, I've only put 6 characters because they are the most important for me. It doesn't mean that you can't use the other ones, and you probably will in early game. But for me, those are the most interesting ones for now. And so that's why I wanted to talk about them and not other ones. But obviously, keep using other ones if you have a lot of them. If you have them tier 3 or more. But for them, it's a more easier thing because they are mostly specific. So you have like Kuneye that is specified in healing, so I'm gonna suggest upgrade that more. And for tanks, for example, you're gonna really focus on passive, because passive is giving a lot of defensive stats, and the other skill are not really important. So you can really only focus on passives. It doesn't matter more the other skills. And you have some specific characters like Shibisu that can delay enemy skills by reducing their attack speed. Is mostly used for the skill 2, so that's why I suggest focusing on him. And mostly that's for the guide. I hope it's really clear by itself. I hope people don't really need this video to understand it. Because I've put a lot of context on the top. But obviously, if you still have questions about it or anything like that, feel free to ask in comments and everything. And also feel free to share it around if other people are maybe asking questions about what skill to upgrade and everything. The goal of this list is very specific. I get that. But it's mostly because it's a recurrent question I see asked around a lot. So keep in mind that it is specific. It doesn't address a ton of things like which characters to prioritize and everything. But when you're gonna want to upgrade a character, I think it's good to try to prioritize the most important skills. So that's it for this video. I hope you find it useful somehow, and I'll see you for next ones.